Hi everybody, and welcome to video 1 in the Shabby Your Art series. Now, this is the very first video in the series, so I'm going to actually go over what we're going to be doing and show you the top sheet for each of the 5 kits that are involved. Okay, so the hashtag Shabby Your Art is what's going to be on every one of my videos, and all the videos by all of the design team members and all of the challenge Facebook group members. So there are challenges involved, and there are also drawings and prizes. So yay, 15 prizes. Okay, so I'm going to move this, and the first thing I'm going to talk about is the challenges. So every week there's going to be a challenge. The first one is going to start on March 3rd, and that challenge is going to be a shabby heart. Now, you can make any kind of a heart. You can make a heart on a page. You can make just a heart. You can make a little heart booklet. You can do whatever you want as long as it's shabby. You can use the freebies every week. Natalie will do a video demonstrating the challenge and also telling you how you can get your freebies. And you can also get the freebies at the LineDotArrow Junk Journal group, which all the links to all of these things that I'm mentioning are going to be below. So what you do is you download your freebies, then you do your project. If you don't want to purchase any of the kits, you can purchase some of the kits. That's at the Etsy shop for LineDotArrow, and it's all one word, LineDotArrow. And then you make your project. Then you post your project in one of these 5 Facebook groups, or all of them. I suggest once in all of them, so that gives you a entry into the drawing from each group. There's going to be 5 drawings. Each is going to have 3 prizes, so that means 15 prizes. And I'll go over the prizes in just a second. So the Facebook groups that you can post in are the LineDotArrow Junk Journal group, of course, because Natalie's hosting. Then the Sweet Pea Papers Facebook group, the Junk Journal Tutorials and More Facebook group, Two Sister Jam Facebook group, and Haystack Crafty Corner Facebook group. Okay, so there's 5 of us all together. So that's how we get the 15 prizes. Now, so how to enter: you post your project in any or all of the participating Facebook groups. Each post is an entry. If you use the freebies only, it's 1 entry per post, 1 entry in the drawing. Freebies and kit papers together, you get 2 entries. The kit papers only, you also get 2 entries. Make sure you say in your post that you've used the freebies, just the freebies, or the freebies and the kit papers, so we know how many entries to give you. If you don't say, then you're just going to get 1 entry, whether you've used kit papers or not. You have to tell us. Okay? You also have to use the hashtag Shabby Your Art. Let me put it back out again. The hashtag Shabby Your Art in your post, or it won't count. Okay? Now the prizes are great. The first place prize is 3 digital kits by LineDotArrow. The second place prize is 2 digital kits by LineDotArrow. And the third place prize is 1 digital kit by LineDotArrow. So those are great. Now, the exception is Two Sister Jam Facebook group. The first through third place prizes are all physical prizes from the Two Sister Jam Etsy shop. So that's going to be great. So you're just going to be mailed. I'm not sure. You'll have to go to the Two Sister Jam Facebook group. The links are below, and check out what they post as the prizes, because I'm not sure if it's just random from their shop or if they're going to donate or give away specific items from the shop. Okay, so let's go over the papers real quick. And the first one is the Romantic Shabby Background pages, and there's 10 pages. And here are the little samples of some of the pages that are going to be in. In fact, this might be all 10 pages. Yeah, 4 and 4 is 8, 9, 10. And these are great background papers to use for the backs of papers, background pages to build on, and also to add as your paper on a page that isn't a writing page. Okay, so there's 10 of those. Now I printed out all 10. I printed on the back, I printed random papers. Let me tell you about the printing while I'm at it. On the printing, since this is in UK, I can just show you on this top paper. Since they are UK measurements, or not UK, but European measurements, then that's going to be A5. So when you go to print them in the US, you need to turn off the fit to border or fit to page, where it tries to stretch everything to fit with just a small border all the way around. And if you like to do borderless, sorry, you have to turn that off too, because it brings the page in to fill the page to make it borderless, and then you lose the edge of the picture all the way around. Okay, so that's that. So now we've got the romantic shabby background pages, and there's 10 of those. And like I said, I printed out all 10, and then I printed the fronts like this. Then I printed the backs with the fit to page, because that way, my printer's funny, but this way I knew that the back would go out farther than the front. And since it was just basic pages on the back, I didn't have to worry about, losing part of the print, because it's just the basic blue and tan backing papers. All right. Okay. Then there's also the Shabby Floral Journal Kit. There's 23 pages. This is a full journal. So there's journal pages, there's backing pages, there's ephemera, all included in this. And like I said, this is 23 pages. And I printed out the whole thing. And on the back of these, this particular page right here looks like lace at the top and the bottom. And so I thought that would be a good writing paper, because some of these I make into writing cards. I don't just use them as pages. So I needed to make sure something on the back that I could write on, or that you could write on. Anybody could write on. So I actually printed all 23 pages the same. Not sure I would have done that again. I used a lot of yellow ink, so I'm not sure I would have done that again had I thought about it. Romantic Shabby Collage pages. There's 14 pages, and I printed out all 14 of those. And on the backs of those, I actually printed out a variety of pages that I thought would work well as backing papers. Okay? On the Romantic Shabby Ephemera pages, I only printed out a couple because I printed out the full journal, and it comes with ephemera. So I'm going to cut all that out with my scan and cut and see what else I need as far as pockets and envelopes and maybe these longer tags go, and the page of tinies, and see how that works out if I need any more of these. There's also a Romantic Shabby Valentine page kit with 12 pages. Now, I had Natalie go ahead and give me this kit in case I wanted to use something out of it. There are beautiful tags in here. There's a lovely violin and some other ephemera, but it's more Valentine related, so it's going to be hearts and things like that. And the images on these pages are going to be romantic images of couples, and also flowers and Valentine related things. Like I said, I don't really do Valentine's. I only do Christmas, and then Christmas in July, basically, as the holidays. So I usually just do random types all year, but there might be some ephemera that I want to print off out of here. That's why this one's white on the back, because it's just the cover sheet. Okay, so if you look at this all together, all 5 kits, that go together. You have 10, 33, 43, 47, 57, 63, 73, 75 pages to work with. Plus, you're going to get several freebies every week if you go to the LineDotArrow Facebook group. So that gives you plenty of pages to work with, even if you don't want to do the Valentine's. If you do the Valentine's kit, then that's just a bonus of wonderful Valentine-related images or romance-related images for you. Okay, so let's get rid of, well, first let me show you some of the other things that I've gotten out to use with this project. Let me set this aside. We're going to do a book or a journal. We're going to do a journal. We're going to use cream colored paper, even though I printed the pages out in white so that I got the true colors. We're going to use cream colored paper to make the pages. I also have some coffee dyed lace that I'm going to pick from. I have some cream colored whale tail tabs. I also have some flat back pearls. I have some bling if we need it. I also have some green, so I'm not sure about the silver. I'll have to take a look and see what we've got. And then I've got some gold bulb pins. And then we're going to look through our charms possibly and put some charms in the book. And I'm also using Vintage Photo Distress Oxide as my ink to shabby it up. Okay, so I think that's it so far for the introduction. And the introduction won't be this long on the other videos. And I'm going to put you on pause and I'm going to cut the papers and cut out the ephemera, and then we'll get started on our project. Okay? All right, I'll see you in just 1 second. Okay, I've got all the papers trimmed. I've got some ephemera cut out, but it's over on the other side of the room. And I also am going to put you on pause because I'm going to go grab the papers. Okay, I went and grabbed the other papers from off the floor. These two are still a little damp. Now, these are actually coffee dyed, even though they don't really look like it on camera. They're just not really dark. And because I sprayed them, and I actually sprayed them twice. Then I went back and sprayed them a third time with my gold spray. Since we're doing shabby chic, we might as well shabby up the papers. And I've also done that with the 4 pages that we're going to make our 2 signatures out of. Now, the gold spray is a little bit of acrylic paint, and the rest of it is alcohol in a 3-ounce spray bottle. And when you spray it on the paper, it makes a little bit of a, like a little gold sheen to the paper, and it's really pretty in person. So that will help us with our shabby chic as well. Now, I've got these papers sorted out into writing papers, then non-writing papers. This one I wasn't really sure where to put it. Then I have collage pages and non-collage pages. Okay, so we've got that. Let me set these to the side. They're already sorted and all that good stuff. I know that's a little nutty. You guys probably have just a big pile of papers. So we're going to take 2 of these. I'm going to set 2 of them over there. And one of the coffee dyed over there. This is still damp. And we're going to take these and we're going to fold them in half. And we're going to make the book like the way I like to make a book, which is by putting the papers, that's why I cut them in half, putting the papers on here. Oh, that reminds me, we need to cut them down. we do. Well, we can do it after it's folded in half. That's fine. Because these papers aren't as tall. So we need to take one of these and use it as a guide to cut all the papers down. So we're going to want 1/8 of an inch at the bottom or so, and about 1/8 at the top or so. It's going to be about right there. So we're going to cut this one, or are we? Yeah, we'll cut this one and use it as a guide. Okay. And then we'll use it as a guide to cut these so that they're all the same height. I'm glad I remembered. You don't have to take that much off, but it makes all the difference. Okay, I wasn't happy because the papers were damp, but it did it. So now our papers are the correct height. So we're going to take 2 of the 65 or 67 pound cream colored papers that have been sprayed with the gold spray. We're going to fold them in half. And this is going to give us a 12-page signature. No, it's going to give us a bigger than that. No, that's 12. So we'll have a 24-page book, which doesn't sound like much, but we usually end up with quite a bit of thickness out of that. Like I said, this paper is a little damp still. Probably should have let it dry a little bit more. Okay, so we're going to use this and then the paper. And then this. You know, I think I wanted to use a signature cover as well. I'll just get another 2 pieces of paper out. And then, oh no, because I'll print a paper on both sides as our signature cover. Okay, and so that'll be on white paper, but it won't matter because it'll be printed on both sides. Now, normally I don't ink these, but since it's shabby chic, I probably will. And like I said, we're using the Vintage Photo Distress Oxide. I've also gotten out my liquid pearls. I haven't used these in so long. I hope they haven't dried up. No, they're fine. Okay, and I've gotten a magnet out, and of course my glue. So I'm going to try to remember to use these along with the lace. I've also gotten out some ribbon, 2 cream, 2 different widths, and this green. So, alright, so page 1. We're going to do a big thing here that I've never done before. Here's the image that comes kind of attached in the center when you cut it out. So don't really cut them in half. They come opened out next to each other. Just fold it in half. Just glue it and fold it in half. And then you'll have this, and then ink it. Okay. Then we're going to take this is the paper, and so I've inked it up pretty good. What is on this paper? Sheet of acetate. So what we're going to do is we want to make a specimen window out of this paper and put this in there after we cut out this hole, and then we'll put the acetate in twice. Excuse me. So what we want to do is we want to attach it to the left side of the page. If it's going to be page 1, we want to attach it to the right side of the page. Okay. So then we want to leave about a ½ inch so that we can fold it and glue it under. Okay, so let's fold this in half and then leave enough to glue. Is that right? Yeah, these are mirrored, so there is no right side up or upside down. Okay, then we're going to cut the circle out of the paper. And I'm thinking, is this one going to be big enough? No. So we'll go with the biggest one. Which I'm not sure the diameter. It's a 4-inch diameter die. And it isn't just a circle, it's the scalloped circle. Okay, so let me get my Big Shot out. Now I want to put it in the center, which is going to take out some of my pretty flowers, isn't it? Most of my pretty flowers. The sacrifices we make. So as usual, I'm going to leave the Big Shot off screen because A, it's not a Big Shot tutorial, and B, I don't want to put it on the glass surface because it slides it around and then it isn't lined up with the camera anymore. Okay. So I'm going to put this on the Big Shot, and I'm going to put the blade down, and I'm going to try to center it, and then I'm just going to cut it. So let's get the shim out. try to cut this. And it's going to cut through both sides at the same time. Okay, so now we have our window. And here we've got two really nice writing cards. Okay. So let's put this away. So we're going to open it up. Then we're going to need a magnet to hold it shut. Oh, it's stuck to the paper clip. We're going to need a magnet in there. Barely have enough room. I'm just going to put a little dot of glue on it instead of tape. And the acetate will hold it in as well. Okay. Then we're going to take the acetate . We're going to measure it. Now, we're not going to make a pocket out of this, obviously, because we're going to make like a specimen window where the image shows through both sides. So we don't need the acetate to be the full size of the page. We just need it to cover the windows. So let's move it up to here. Get Oz's dog hair off of there. Probably fell off my shirt. I was loving on him. So we'll cut it off here, and then we'll come back and we'll do the width of each one. I had to move my big shot out of the way. Wait a minute. Why does that not seem right? What did I measure? The height, so I need to cut it long ways. Keep feeling like I'm cutting it the wrong way. It's not like I don't have 100 other pieces. I have almost exactly 100 other pieces. The acetate that I get is overhead projector film sheets. They come in packages of 100 for a very reasonable amount. $10, I think. $12, $8, somewhere around in there. Okay, so for this one, we're going to put it over the magnet, so we're going to make it a little bit wider. We want it to be able to shut. So cut that one. Okay. So let's ink these windows up before I forget. See, that's going to be like that. The magnet will be there to hold it shut. We'll put a magnet on the back side of the page. Let's see. Need to score this. Let me do that real quick before I forget. I left just enough for it to fold. We're going to have to ink this whole thing up. So we're going to open it up. Probably should have done this outside edge before I cut the holes. It would have been easier. This would look pretty sprayed with that shimmer spray. Now this is going to be folded. I don't know why I'm so thirsty. I feel like I'm parched. We're going to need to ink it here. You may notice I'm using quite a bit of ink. There's some ink in there. Now let's get these windows inked up. Now we're going to have to make sure that we get our young ladies on the acetate the right side up. Okay? That's the main thing. The reason we can do it with this is because it's a mirror image. It's the same shape on both sides. And I think this will be pretty as a first page. Let me make sure about this before we, because if we have, yeah, it'll still be on the right side of the page. And I don't mean correct, which I hope it's correct, but I mean the actual right side. And then I'll probably, off camera, put some liquid pearls in the corners. Probably 3. One here, and one here in each corner. And then I'll have to let that dry. Probably should have done it while it was open, so I could do both sides at the same time. But such is life. Okay, put that acetate in. My design team, not mine, but the design team that I'm on for LineDotArrow, which is this project here, we have been kind of dinging each other quite a bit. Setting everything up for the giveaway. And the challenges and all that. Okay, get that put on. I did have to slide it a little bit, so there's a little bit of glue. You remember, if I say ink and it's obvious that I mean glue, then just ignore me and pretend like I say glue, and then the opposite goes as well. I'll say glue when I'm obviously inking. Okay, this is already the correct height. All we need to do is cut the width. So I'm going to put that there. And now Fabri-Tac is pretty good about being clear. When you glue something down, it's only going to take a dot of glue. I'm just going to put a dot here and a dot here where it's the darkest on one side and stick it. And I'm going to stick it on the back side. Good grief. As soon as I get on camera and get away from the phone, it starts ding, ding, dinging. So that's my plan. I wonder if I should have put liquid pearls on the images before I glued them in. I was almost going to say, would that have been too much? There is no too much with Shabby Chic, right? Okay, let's put our young ladies in. And put a little drop of glue here. Whoops. A little drop of glue here. I have no idea where black thread would fly in from. I'm going to kind of smear it out just a little bit. Came out a little thick. Okay. Then I'm going to stick the glue. Look how pretty that looks. Snazzy. Okay, then we're going to glue our paper together. We don't need to glue the center, it's a fold. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Okay, let's get our paper. We're going to glue that to this side to make a flip out. I hope this works. Look at that. Okay, now let's put the magnet on the back side. We don't want to forget that. My other project, I accidentally left the ink open. It was a manila folder project, and the tab, I actually opened the page to lay it down. You can see the oxide doesn't dry quite as fast as the distress ink, and the manila folder flipped over and the tab landed on the thing. And I had to do some fancy footwork to fix that one. That's for sure. Now we're going to do some other stuff with this. Right, it goes on this way. But I'm going to do it off camera. Well, we can do the first. I wonder if we should just put instead of the 4 dots. Let's see what I've got. It's all kind of wide. Wondering if we could put a strip of lace down here. I think we could. I think we could. Then have the radio on really low, and they're doing the celebration of River Dance. River Dance has been performing for 25 years. Who would have thought? Now you don't make sure that you don't get glue, you know, on here. So pretty. And we did a pretty good job centering it because you can see the edge of this flower is very close to being the same because it's a mirror image. So then, should we put a piece of lace on the inside? I think we should, to match it. And to trim that one. And then I'm thinking my flat back pearls are fairly small. Gosh darn it. I have to be careful with the glue around that acetate window. And I'm putting the center of this ribbon on the edge of the page. When I smooth this out, it stretches that out. That's why I end up, even though I measured it, that's why I ended up with extra. It's going to be pretty. I'm thinking I'm definitely going to put pearls on it. That's for sure. Wondering if we should do a ribbon as well. And then put the pearls in the center of the ribbon. That would be pretty. What does the cream look like? Because I don't want to make it too much, too bland. Because with the pearls are white. See, that would be pretty if we weren't going to put any pearls on it. I think I'm going to go with the green. We won't get this whole thing done. I'll finish it off camera. I slid that open a little bit. The pictures are so pretty. I really like that Natalie did. Oops, let's get this straight. Yeah, that's going to be pretty. Oz. Oz. Can you guys hear him barking? Mr. Barky. Okay. I mean, if we're going to do shabby chic, then we might as well just do it. I'm not very good at it. I haven't done it very much. So we'll see. Oh yes, that's going to be lovely. Okay, so now we have to glue again down the center. Oh, for goodness sakes. These pearls are so tiny and there's so much glue. Let's get them straight. Oh, that's so pretty. Look at that. Okay, we've got 3 minutes left. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let that dry, and then I'll do the other side, and then I will think about if there's anything else that we want to do to shabby it up some more. I don't know. I'm not a super duper overdo it, you know, kind of person. That's going to look so pretty on the inside and the outside. I wish there wasn't that little streamer of glue on the inside. One of those little spider threads got in there. But anyway, I want to leave this open until it dries because I don't want it to glue the page shut. And there's a little extra glue around these pearls. Plus, I don't want to accidentally move them and make them crooked, which is what I did right there. Okay. All right. Well, that's it for this video. And I'll see you in the next video. And that will be just a second for you and a day for me. Okay. Bye-bye.